United Spurs of America, with your hosts, Michael and Jacob.
Man, that song never gets old. Hello, everyone, and welcome into another edition of the United Spurs of America podcast with your host, as always. I'm Michael. He's Jacob, coming to you live on our very own YouTube channel as well. It's a Sunday night. We're going to recap Nottingham Forest 0, Tottenham Hotspur 2. But first, Jacob, it's a very special day, very special episode. It's our 60th edition of the United Spurs of America podcast. How we doing, my friend?
Hey, that's a good number. We're getting up there. We're starting to hit our stride. Yeah.
Almost to 100.
Almost to 100. What a beauty. Speaking of beauty, it's good to be with you, Michael. I hope you had a great game day.
I did. I did too. You did as well. Yeah.
It was fantastic.
How couldn't you have a good game day after that result?
I mean, when you talk about the game, to me, it's just talk to me dirty a little bit more. So, I feel great about what we did, let down about a couple things. I know we're going to get into it. We got a lot to talk about, and then we're also got a lot to preview as well. But I think we were talking about beautiful, and then someone popped in the back room. If you want to, I don't know, it's maybe the first or the second time officially this gentleman has been.
Second official,
super official, the one and only Colin. How you doing, buddy?
From the Hotspur Hood.
Yes, thank you. That was a beautiful introduction. But no, I'm great. Like you said, how could you not be? Game days are always fun, and score within the first 10 minutes. It's always good, and got the win, continuing that trend, and I'm a happy man.
Undefeated.
Still undefeated.
Yeah, absolutely. We have our invincible season this season.
Still alive.
Yeah.
Tottenham 2, Nottingham Forest 0 at City Ground. The first time these two teams have played in the Premier League since when, Jacob?
1998, 1999, I believe.
Correct. That is
because
correct.
you texted me the description of this video. I ain't even gonna front. You texted me the description of this video, and it's in the description. So a little education down there if you want to learn, folks.
There you go. But yes, first Premier League match between the two since 98-99 in the Premier League. Obviously a very long time. And hey, capped it up with a 2-0 victory. Harry Kane at the double.
Mm-hmm.
The King of North London has taken his rightful throne once again.
There he is.
This game had a little bit of everything, Jacob, and I want to get into Harry Kane first because obviously he played a very important role in the result, scoring both of our goals. But like I said, it had a little bit of everything in it, including a Harry Kane missed penalty, which happened for the first time since 2018. And Jacob, I texted you literally right after it happened, and I said, I can't even remember the last time Harry Kane missed a penalty for Tottenham. And sure enough, it's been almost 4 years, over 4 years. But overall, man, Harry Kane at the double. Another two goals, to add to his Premier League resume in 2022-2023. What'd you think, man?
I thought a lot of things at first. I'll put it to you that way, just because it is such a rarity that we get Harry Kane. What's up, Angel Hernandez? I'm moist.
So am I.
I'll let you say that. I don't want to mispronounce that.
See.
I can't do it right. Harry Kane doesn't miss penalties. I think you and I have talked about this on the pod before, offline, in text, that when it comes to Harry Kane stepping up to that marker, it's just like a done deal. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you put something in the UPS, you don't expect UPS to say, oh, we lost your package, So for me, it's a rarity. It's weird to see. I didn't like it. It felt weird to me. And the man's wearing a ball cap, and my first thought was like, whose dad is this?
Yeah.
Whose dad is out there playing keeper right now? And I forgot that it's that dude from Man United that we don't like. So, you know what? Big up to him. He He saved it, but at the end of the day, Harry Kane still got his brace. You can't stop the man. You can try all you want. He was coming.
Colin, I want to bring you in, man, because I mean you've been on the pod before. This is your second official appearance, but I hope you know how much we appreciate Harry Kane on this. Me personally appreciate Harry Kane on this podcast.
Well, yeah, you'd be a fool not to. So I'm
I want to bring you in. I want to bring you in, and I want to get your overall thoughts on Harry Kane and why he continues to be the best striker in the Premier League.
Yeah, of course. So I was telling my people that I was watching the match with today that Kane's got like his 2 penalties that he does the most often. Obviously, bottom. I'd say bottom to the keeper's right. He does a lot, and then on the left side, the keeper's left. He tends to go like a little higher, put some height on it.
Yeah.
But I just felt like this was one of his signature. I mean, you know, the keeper just has to dive this way enough times, and he's going to stop one. You know, it's just going to happen. But then you also have to think he knows Dean Henderson, right, from internationals, I think. So they're like England.
Yep.
Internationals. So how many of those do you think he's worked on with Kane, like specifically? Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, he knows where Kane wanted to go.
absolutely, man. And usually Kane puts enough mustard, enough zip on him that you can't stop them, even if you know where they're going.
And he even mentioned, you brought up a good point, Colin. He even mentioned in his post-match interview he was aiming for the top corner. He
Really?
obviously just didn't get enough under it. Yeah, he said he was aiming for the top corner, obviously to that side. And he said he just didn't get enough bite on it, if you will. So
Interesting.
you're
Well,
spot
no,
on, man. You're
That's
spot
hugely
on.
interesting.
Enough mojo, maybe
And-
enough
yeah,
cock power, if you will.
Right.
Yeah,
He-
not enough third leg in there, in my opinion, but it's all right.
Well, and I was also just going to say, too, it was bound to happen. It's okay. It doesn't make him any less of a, amazing striker. He knew to be in that perfect position for that header, that second goal. I'm sure we'll touch more into that. But, yeah, I mean, he's –
And the penalty in the first place, if you go back to the penalty, the handball,
that was
the
going in.
dude
That was going in.
punched it up out of the air. I've never
It
seen
was,
something
on
like
its way
that, bro.
to Kane's head, dude. But,
I ain't seen nothing like that, and they didn't give him a straight red.
no,
So that was interesting as well.
Later to kill one of our counterattacks.
So it was kind of disappointing, but at the end of the day, I just felt
Kane's
good
great.
because Kane got his. Kane
He did.
Kane got it, baby.
1 assist from Kulusevski. Beautiful ball cutting back to the right-hand side of the pitch before Harry Kane finished in the back left corner. And then we had Richarlison make an impact once again. And Jacob, we're going to get into Richarlison later. I know you want to get into him. I want to get into him. We all want to get into him if we're being honest.
We want to get into him.
But another assist coming off of the bench, another impact, more importantly, coming off of the bench, and obviously resulting in a goal. This front three and the rotation right now, man. How confident are you moving forward, going into this next match against West Ham, these other matches that are coming up? When we looked at the performance against Nottingham Forest today, what makes you so confident that we're going to continue to excel and continue to grind out these victories, just like with the front three being how they are right now?
I would say, obviously Kane, 4 goals in 4 matches. He's clicking on all cylinders right now, and I think that's something we can all rejoice because we didn't have that at this moment last season. So, first and foremost, big up the King.
I believe it
because
was December 28th when he scored his 4th Premier League goal last season. Fun fact.
Really? So I mean, we hit the ground running. So for me, that's a very good sign, because you know what? At the front of your ship, you need your battle lord, your King Kane, leading the charge. Okay, and then secondly, obviously, we're going to talk about it a little bit more. But Heung-min daddy, Heung-min son, he's been getting a lot of flack, not a lot of slack, and it's a little disappointing for me to see. But you know what? Kane's doing well. Kulusevski's looking hungry. He's looking dedicated. When he has the ball, he has a clear intent. He's going to get it in space. He's going to either wherever the space is, that's where he's taking the ball. So that's welcoming to see. There was a few times I thought that maybe he could have passed it just a titch earlier, or looked to pass rather than take on that extra touch. But it is what it is. He helped get the assist that led to the 2-0 victory. So I mean, what can I really hate on except he did his job. Richarlison came on and he did his job. He came on, he brought attitude, ended up getting the assist. It was a cheeky little outside of the boot, right foot and curler across.
Oh yeah.
But you know what? It got exactly to where Harry Kane was. So I mean, he didn't make it hard for Harry. And I think that is a good sign. Things are starting to click. Now, I do worry a little bit about just kind of the amount of shit that's getting piled on to Heung Min Daddy. I don't think it's fair. I don't think that people were doing this at the end of last season when he won his Golden Boot Award. Pretty sure they were ready to shine it, and do all the works for the man. So for me, it's a little disappointing just to see all the hate, because he's still, in my opinion, our second best player. Form is temporary, class is permanent, and this man's world class. So like, people want to hate, they're gonna say what they want to say. Look at comparisons and say this, that, and the other. But at the end of the day, when Harry Kane wasn't firing on all cylinders, we still knew he was world class. We still knew he was our best player. So I'm not concerned. That's what makes me confident, I guess. Long form. It's just, we got Harry Kane and Heung Min Daddy. Kulusevski's coming good. Richarlison's starting to come good.
That's along the same lines that I think I'm feeling right now. Just because, look, you have Sonny, who I'm not gonna lie, hasn't been at his best. Obviously, I do agree with you, Jacob, and we've talked about it even before this match. We talked about it on Friday during our live stream. How much we disagreed with the amount of hate that Son was getting, and just the amount of negativity that was surrounding his performances and not meeting, quote unquote, meeting expectation. Look, this is a guy who came up big for us last season when we were real down in the gutter. You know what I mean? Signed a new long-term contract when correct me if I'm wrong, we didn't have a head coach at the time. And this is a guy who, when we did eventually hire Nuno, he was there for us and he was still performing week in, week out. He has these little patches. We've seen it before. And I feel like to a certain degree, every player has these certain patches where they're not at their best. But I mentioned it the other week, Jacob. He still had an assist against Wolves. Against Southampton. He's still making an impact on and off the ball. Even when he's off the ball, he's drawing the attention of every single team's back line that we play. So I agree with you. And to go off of that, when Sonny isn't at his best, Kulusevski steps up and he assists to Kane. Richarlison gets subbed in. He assists to Kane. You have these different options now that you didn't have at the beginning of last season, to where you don't have to over-rely. And I'm talking about over-relying like we used to. Over-rely on Kane or Son. Now, if one of them's not firing on all cylinders, you have another option, a legitimate option, to where you don't see a tremendous drop-off, or even any drop-off at all, if not an uptick in production with the players who do eventually come on. Colin, how are you feeling, man, about this attacking, not just like the starting front three, but just the attack in general?
Feeling good, man. And not to like disagree, because I don't at all on the Sun thing. Like, people are freaking out. It's the typical reactionary fans. They get this way about everything. It's not even the Sun's a special case. I just think that, whoa, there's my cat. Something has changed, and people are upset and they're scared and they're freaking out.
Hey, not the first animal cameo we've had on the pod, so don't worry.
This is an animal
probably
friendly
won't be the
pod.
last time, if I'm totally serious. This but back to Son and the match. I think that when he's not performing, and he's not to his standards, and he's set incredibly high standards for himself, and that's okay. But I think that while he's not performing, I mean, it's Richarlison's place for a second, I think, right? Like, why spend 70 million on a player if you're not going to put him in when someone else isn't performing? And I don't know. I would like to see Son, even if he was only like sat for the first half. I think that might be kind of cool. Like, we could see what Richarlison could do from the beginning. We've only ever seen him against tired legs, so like, how accurate of a representation are we getting of his overall skill? And then it'd be cool, to see him from the beginning, see how he could help kind of take hold of a match. And then if he's not performing, or we need something extra, then we can bring Sonny in. And I don't know, I think it's not a terrible idea, especially with the games we have coming thick and fast. He's going to need rotated.
No,
and
You bring up a good point. We have a congested schedule now. Now we're getting into the midweek games. This is the big question now. We have a very important big match. It's a London derby on Wednesday, away at West Ham. Nonetheless, Are we going to see rotation in that front three? We'll talk about it when we get into our West Ham preview. But
Yeah,
I guess
I still
just
think
something to
Son
chew on
needs
there.
he needs longer. You know, like you were saying, we gave Kane time. A lot of times, players their games get kind of figured out by defenders. I think the same could be happening to Son right now. We saw him man march for a lot of the match today, and
Same
you
thing with
know, a lot.
Chelsea.
Yeah, and you're right. And whenever Kane kind of got figured out, that's when he started to drop back a bit. Um,
I thought he
and
dropped back a lot this match
well,
in
yeah,
comparison to before, and
yeah,
he
yeah.
helped
I just mean
really
like he
create
started
that.
out as like a in the box like poacher guy, and then he had to
Yeah.
change his game when the defenders figured him out. And I think it's time for Son to do the same. And I know he will. He's got all the skill and talent, but he's going to need to change something because I think players can predict what he's going to do.
And he's got one of the best managers in the world to help him do it.
Boom, 100%.
Michael, if I may, while we're just talking about the Sonny thing, for me, I feel like there's a good argument to say, regardless of assists, goals, etc., that this man still should be on the pitch just because of the attention that he draws away. Like you said, Colin, teams are game planning around stopping this guy. They know Kane's going to do X, Y, Z, but they're also more worried about Son because of what we've seen last season. That he's a serious threat. So it's very disappointing to see currently what's happening because I really felt like this game versus Nottingham was going to be a chance to really shine for him. But you know, props due, respects for Nottingham Forest for being able to sit back against him like that. But to me, I think he's just going to pull attention away from Kane, pull attention away from Kulusevski. I think that's why actually Kulusevski has so much space to roam and so much freedom. I mean, we saw Ben Davies getting high up the pitch at one point because of that attention that I think Son pulls when he makes his runs. And I feel like if you put Richarlison, not saying he doesn't demand that same respect, but at the end of the day, he's not going to pull that same amount of attention that Son's going to pull. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe we do need to utilize.
That leaves him more space for himself.
Yeah, and that may be a good thing because then they will have to game plan for him. But I think we're still figuring out what our best team looks like. And unfortunately, we didn't see a change in the 11 at all compared to last match. So
I think Conte knew what a lot of. I think people were taking this last match a little too. I don't want to say not taking it seriously enough, but they're like. They're like it's Nottingham Forest. They were just promoted. No, this is a good team. It was a great team last season in the championship. They've, been stacking their lineup with new players, and I think Conte knew it wouldn't be easy, and so he just kind of put in the tried and trusted crew to go out there and get the job done. And I mean, I saw it was tough. We definitely did not have the majority of possession, and I know that's just how Conte. That's how the ball is, but
yeah,
it's stressful.
It feels like there's moments where we try to do that, or we try to control the game. But I mean, really, if you just look at that first half alone, they were really controlling that ball for about 20 minutes, 25 minutes, almost straight at one point.
Yeah.
So
I don't
does
know
that
what
mean we need?
you were listening to, but they were saying about how Spurs are like the most comfortable team out of possession in the whole league. And if that doesn't sound like an Italian football team, I guess what I'm saying is Conte, he's definitely leaving his mark on the team, changing the way we play.
Yeah. While we're on the subject, big shout out, Enthaj. Thanks for tuning in. Happy to see you here tonight. Enthaj says, fans are so critical. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Enjoy the win. I'm enjoying it, and I'll take it. So I think at the end of the day that's kind of right. We got 3 points. What more could you really ask for?
Yeah, I was going to say, at the end of the day, 9-0, 2-0, 1-0, 3 points in the bag. I don't care.
Bag it up, bag it up.
And you mentioned it, Colin. It's a good win just because Nottingham Forest, they're definitely not a pushover. I mean, we've talked about it, Jacob. There's no easy games in the Premier League regardless, but you look at a team who was one of the best in the championship, added damn near 50 players over the summer. Don't forget that. So this is
Was
a
it
team that's
19?
serious. Yeah, 19, I think. But
19.
this is a team that's serious, and this is a team that also, and Conte mentioned it time and time again in his post-match presser, they have one of the best home crowds in the league. And yeah, they just got promoted, but you look at that crowd, you look at the history of the club, you look at what they were used to in the 90s, 80s, all the way back then in the 20th century. This was the type of football that they're used to. The Premier League, Champions League, constant challengers for top four for titles. Don't be surprised if they get back to not necessarily challenging for top four, but don't be surprised if they stick around in the Premier League for a while. I'm just saying. But yeah, no, I think
No,
this
they
was
definitely look
a
like
good,
a good one to
a
stay
good
at.
result overall, and more importantly, like you guys said, it's 3 points. We're currently in third place, tied for second, I guess, with City, but behind by 2 goals on goal differential. So at the end of the day, boys, 10 points out of 12 in the first 4 games, going into West Ham, big London derby, undefeated. We're in a really good form. And Jacob, you brought up this fun little nugget earlier. You had texted me. And you had even said, man, unbeaten in the last 10 league games and 6 clean sheets. And by the way, I think that's 7 games in a row now with Davinson Sanchez starting in a clean sheet.
9 hours, 9.5 hours of Davinson Sanchez putting
It's
in
7,
that
right?
work.
6 or 7?
Yeah, it's 7.
That's incredible. It's an incredible stat.
Honestly,
The boys
I
are
love to
flying,
see
man.
it. I love to
Boys
see
are
it. And
flying.
it's actually sparked an interesting debate. People saying, "Oh, well, when Romero's healthy, Sanchez is making an argument for, oh, I should be the one." So, I don't think that we should blow it up that much. I'm very proud of the man. I thought he's shown strides. He's shown that he's a capable squad player, a rotational piece, someone to step up when Romero gets hurt, when Romero gets a red card. These are going to happen. So, big up to Davinson. Big up to him.
I know that people were saying this like jokingly, or that there was some kind of mind games behind it, but there weren't. But you have to agree that Romero's injury came at the perfect time for him, as he was starting to get too much attention from referees after the hair pulling incident. I just feel like had he continued to play, he would have been like a card magnet. And the fact that we're making it through matches without him gives him a chance for that all to kind of die down.
I think going into this season, we could kind of all. I mean, if you told me that he was going to get suspended for yellow card accumulation, I mean, come on, I would have told you, yeah, probably. So I guess it's just some of the baggage that comes with the player. But no, I agree, man. I agree. He was getting a little aggressive. I think he was starting to gain a little bit more attention. And don't forget, y'all, he hadn't exactly been putting in the best of performances week in, week out to start the season. Like, let's just be honest. He's been struggling on set pieces, pretty much the rest of the team. But it's just a player, in my opinion, who was seeing a slight dip in form, if you will. And I'm being very, very, I guess, critical here. Still playing well, just wasn't playing up to the standard that we had grown accustomed to last season. But look, it's another clean sheet regardless. Davinson Sanchez, if he's going to be Romero's backup, if you will, this season, you have to believe that there's few better options out there in terms of success, because it's, the stats are there. 7 games in a row now.
I mean, honestly, if Dyer keeps looking dire, there's a little fun play on words there, calling for you. Oh, stop it, he says. I can see you down there. Man, Eric Dyer, I'm really feeling like maybe we move Romero into the center back, put Sanchez at the right, and then, maybe we see Longley, Davies looked okay. He didn't look horrible, so maybe against these teams, but I don't know. I feel like there's something we could play with there. Remember, when Romero won Serie A Defender of the Year, he played the center back for Atalanta. So
there'll be plenty of game time. There'll be plenty of game time for all these guys. I have a feeling that it's not something that maybe Dyer needs to be displaced from the quote-unquote first 11. I just think that we're going to have enough rotation that it's not going to be that much of a concern, I think.
That's fair. Yeah. Where are you going?
I was just going to say, at Atalanta, whenever Romero was playing as the centermost center back in a 3, the roles were different. Instead of their like center back being like a sitter kind of player like Dyer has been, he was like the aggressor, and then the two beside him kind of sat back. So it's like a flippity flop of what we have now. And so I don't know for sure if he would work there without. Do you think he has it in him to stay back and not like go flying forward?
No. No.
I mean, you know what
From
I
the
mean?
moment he started playing for us, I was like, "Is this guy a striker? What is he doing up there?"
Yeah, dude.
He don't
It's
give a-
almost like a box to box mid sometimes. The way he presses up forward, high on the
Yeah.
pitch.
I mean, he led to a few goals with his
Throws another
offensive
body in
push.
there. Yeah, absolutely. Defenders on the other team don't know what to do. Suddenly, there's one more player up in their third, and they're like, "What? Wait, huh?"
A fully confident long schlonging motherfucker too.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong.
Speaking of long schlonging motherfuckers, I think this is a good time to say, if you haven't already, hit that like, hit that subscribe.
Oh
I
yeah,
put down below a link to the Patreon if you want to become a patron of this show, official supporter
Alright.
here.
I do it to him.
We've got different clubs here. We got the Soggy
Ooh.
Undies Club. That's Alan 10-inch Sibley, sole proprietor of that club right now.
Thank you,
10-inch
Alan.
Club, we got Queen Ellie with Tottenham Till I Die, Leo COYS 1882, Goguma, and Faraz, my best friend Faraz. Thank you, my friend. Official sponsor club, James George, J.Co., Mile High Hotspurs, Scott M., and our soon-to-be dissipated anchor club. We
Thank you
have
for reminding them, Jacob.
C Cubed, Jadank, and Alex Wood. You three, along with J.Co. and James Joris, please, if y'all are listening to this, head on over to the Patreon. We're trying to move away from Anchor. I still believe the two of y'all are in the official supporters club on Anchor. It's the same price, same membership, just over on Patreon. Trying to put it all in one place. So big ups to you two. First of all, for being part of the founding member society, and then second of all, for moving on over there to Patreon, where this lovely list of individuals are helping to grow this channel, helping sponsor this channel. So big ups to them. And big ups to you, Colin. Thank you for joining tonight.
Hey, dude, thanks for having me. And .com, my cat, he's a Spurs fan, so
He's always
Hey,
welcome.
I feel like Mile High Hotspur's Candyman out here. I said big up Mile High Hotspur, the official sponsor.
You
Also
summoned
Leo, 10-inch club member. So what's up, man? Hope you're doing well. Big
You're
ups
doing
over
well,
there.
Leo. Boys, expected goals. Nottingham Forest 0.9, Tottenham Hotspur 2.57, and they tell us that we win games that we shouldn't. Are you guys satisfied with the performance overall?
I mean, so yes, but
There's a lot of people that I saw that are not. That's why I ask.
well, I mean, the football, it's not. We're not playing under Poch. We're not playing under Klopp. That's just not the football we play. But what do you want? Do you want to play wildly and have it be chaotic and fun, but we lose? Or do you want it to be methodical, well thought out, planned, structured football that's, maybe a tiny bit less fun to watch, arguably. It's all arguable, of course, but yet you're winning most matches. I mean, it just
Colin, some might say fluid football is wet football, and wet football is good football.
yeah.
I'm just saying.
You're probably doing squirt emojis in your head right now. Yeah,
Did that come through? Could you hear that?
Yeah, I could hear it.
It's hot.
Colin, speaking of hot, thank you for matching me tonight. You're looking good, and you're wearing the same kit as me, buddy. That's looking good.
Thanks, dude. I appreciate you.
But sorry, go ahead and finish your point.
Oh, was I making a point? I was just gonna say,
Yeah, you were.
it wasn't important. We can go ahead. What you got next for us, Mike?
All right, Jacob, I want to get into Richarlison, man. The shithousery, the assist, the overall impact. Why are you falling in love with this man? Tell us. I mean, we already knew you were falling in love. I guess why are we fully in love now? Let us know.
Can I
Can
be
you
honest
call-
with you,
can you
Michael?
call-
You
Say
might
his full name, Jacob. Say his full name real quick.
be upset with me, Mike.
Oh no, you don't love
You
him.
might be upset. I'm not. I'm admiring him right now. I'm appreciating and I'm
Wow.
admiring. I feel like there's this big stigma of like, oh well, if Sonny's not doing good, Richarlison, look at Richarlison. So it's like you're putting one down to lift the other up, and I don't think that's right. They both play for our club. When they do well, I want to celebrate both of them. So for me, there's been this strange little divide between the shiny new toy players and the backbone of the team players. And to me, you got to support the backbone of the team players and also appreciate what the new shiny toys can bring, i.e. what we saw from Richarlison today. So, and Colin, there you go. I said it, full Richarlison. There's a lot of different things that I think he brings, but number one is that attitude. And then there's something else that Michael and I love, that BDE. When you bring that BDE, like that, I mean, come on. You see cheeky little plays like he got.
We're talking about juggling 2-0 up in like the 87th minute,
and then getting slid
away.
the fuck up on,
and drawing a yellow card.
I mean, it was great to see. But I can't say I'm in love. I need to see him a little bit more. But maybe that comes down to.
See, me and Enthaj are on the same wavelength. He said, "Now this dude Richie, wood slong, double wood slong."
It's double wood, man. It's
double
super
wood,
strong, super hard.
double wood.
Double wood. Can that be? Oh man, I want my own member, like tier member for sponsors. On being the Double Wood Club.
The Double Wood Club. We might have to make the official sponsor club the Double Wood Club. I feel like that'd be righteous.
Fitting name. But I don't know, man. I love Richarlison. He's one of those players where if he played on another team, I'd hate him. I did hate him.
That's exactly what I always tell Jacob too, and that was the first thing that I texted him. I was like, the first thing that came to my head when I saw him juggle the ball, I was like, dude, have some fucking respect. But then I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Fuck everyone else.
Yeah, have some respect, but actually, never mind, dude.
But actually, no. Actually, don't.
Sweet,
yeah.
Dude. I'm the same way, man. And it's like Lamelo's back. It's like he never left. And I was really sad to see Lamelo go for that exact reason. He was always an injection of some fire, and we didn't always have it at Spurs, especially when Lamelo was here. We were kind of weak and kind of soft, and he was not.
Yeah,
and, it's cool to have somebody that reminds me of that back.
And I think with Lamela, obviously he just missed a lot of time through injury, unfortunately, and was a little unlucky. But Richarlison's actually making an impact as well. And I'm not saying that Lamela never made an impact. You know, obviously we have the multiple Rabona goals. I can't believe I actually said that. You know, he's had countless amounts of impact performances, especially off the bench, because that was where he played most of the time. But I'm talking about like already making an instant impact. We really didn't see that with Lamela. With Richarlison now, not only is he's getting under the skin of the opposition, but he's also making an impact. He's getting assists. He's working hard off the ball. He's getting into good areas. He's getting into dangerous areas as well. So for me, that's what's more important. That's what's the most important, obviously, because you still need that production. You still need him to actually produce and execute and perform on the pitch. But hey, I know you don't mind a little bit of shithousery, Jacob.
You know, to me, that's been one of the most fun parts. Not only that, is the scenes whenever we're celebrating things like full time at Chelsea, great photos. Harry Kane's second header, great photos after that. I mean, the thumbnail of the damn show is that. So I'm enjoying what I'm seeing. Like I said, I'm an admirer at this point. I haven't fallen in love. I'm not head over heels ready to spread eagle drop trowel just yet. But the key word.
Oh, please do that though at some point for him, please. So I have the visual now.
Big up MQM 1991, Barry McCockner in the house.
What's up, Barry?
Says, holy crap, I'm so glad you lot are streaming. Had a long day, and I'm glad I caught the stream. I'm glad you're here, Barry.
Glad you're here, Barry. Thanks for tuning in.
Big up McCockner.
That makes me feel wonderful, dude.
Thanks. Yeah, that made my night, man. Thank you, Barry. We appreciate it.
Big
Glad
ups.
we can help you feel a little better and have a little better of a day, homie.
I'm gonna tell you, Michael. I know you were working when we were watching when the game was live, but as soon as Richarlison did the little juggle thing, I texted you after I finished wiping my tears because I was dying of laughter. You're up 2-0. This man starts juggling and then gets slid tackled from hell by two people. I mean,
he didn't even look like he cared. He was just like, "Yeah, what's up?"
You know, we don't shout out our Twitter sources enough, except at whoever the fuck. We always shout
whoever
them
the
out.
fuck's a reliable source. I shout them out every episode.
I will shout out out of context football, they always have random clips of just like wild shit that happens. I can't wait for that to make the rounds, and it's great, bro. Like I said, admiring what he's doing, admiring what he's bringing, but really, like, I want to see him get some more time. I want to see him get some goals. I know he's got it in him. That assist was cheeky in class, so I'm ready for more. I've had the Charlie appetizer. I'm ready for the main course.
I'm ready too, man, and I have a feeling that we might be seeing the main course against West Ham. That's just my feeling. I think we're going to see some rotation, but we'll talk about West Ham in a minute. All right, guys, are we ready for man of the match and BDE? Anything else you want to cover, Jacob?
I know Heung-min's son was a little frustrated there on the bench, so if he watches this, Heung-min father, I want you to know we still believe in you. I know you can do all things, so...
Can I read you a quote?
Absolutely. 1,000.
For me, Sonny will always be a nut in my team, in my ambition of football. And that brings me to a good point. That brings me to a good point. Because Sonny will always be a nut in my team as well.
No. Did he say that?
He actually said that.
He said he's a nut in my team. I mean,
and this will be the one time I'll shout out a legitimate account. Per Dan Kilpatrick on Twitter, Conte defended Son's performance again. Quote, for me, Sonny will always be a nut in my team, in my ambition of football. First comment, he'll be a what?
He'll be a what? Oh, man. That's hilarious. And when people ask me why I became a fan of Tottenham, that's usually my go-to quote. Sonny was a nut in my team. So big love to Sonny. It's great when you have a world-class manager, a world serial winner like Antonio Conte, and he's backing up a player who is visibly frustrated on and off the pitch. You know he wants to start bagging goals. I bet he's pretty upset. I think the pressure is on him mentally because of what he did last year. I know he wants to exceed that. And the fact that he's faltering and stuttering at this point, you know he wants to come good. So I love that quote from Antonio Conte. I would love to, like a Conte, like him shouting, and then like underneath have a quote, Sonny will always be a nut in my team. I think that's a beautiful statement.
That's a perfectly summarized statement in my opinion. All right, boys. Man of the match and BDE. Jacob, start us off.
Oh, my man of the match. How could you not? How could you defer? How could you go away from the one and only King Kane of the lane? There he is. Bobble, bobble, bobble. Let me see that bobble, bobble. Let me see that bobble.
There it is.
Look at that. In focus and everything. Come on. To me, that was a beautiful sight. Harry Kane back in 2 goals, 4 for 4 now. You called it, bro. You said I've been feeling it. I picked him on my fantasy team for this reason, because you said he's gonna get 30 league goals, over 32,
over 30, at least 32.
At least sticking by that 32. Statement.
Look, I know Haaland has scored a few goals already.
Had he?
But trust, it's a long season.
Yeah, it's a long season. Luckily, he don't have to play in the World Cup.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, that is true. I didn't really think about that. But it's okay because Harry Kane's going to score in, for Tottenham and for England. So it'll be all right.
My BDE, I'm a little torn. I'm going to tell you my honorable mention, and it's going to be a little wackadoo. My honorable mention, BDE, is Davinson Sanchez. I thought... Actually, usually I write these down, bro. I don't think I wrote down last week's. I usually write these down. Which ones we do? What week was this for?
Week 4.
Yeah. Man of the match, Kane. And my BDE, bro, Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. I thought he was a stud. I thought offensively he looked like a wacky duck. He looked like a little boy in the sandpit, as I like to call it, when you're playing clumsy and kind of clunky offensively. But when you talk about a number 6 and what you need Pierre-Emile Højbjerg to do for your squad, he does. He does it. He does it. That's why I call him the janitor. He cleans up the situation. He cleans up. He doesn't look good doing it. He doesn't smell good doing it.
Shout out
He
Brian
got,
Cardinal.
he's big up, motherfucking Brian Cardinal, the janitor.
If you know, you know.
If you fucking know, you fucking know. Big up Brian Cardinal, the one and only, the first original janitor. But Tottenham Hotspur's janitor is Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. And this is what is hard for me because I want Basuma so bad on this team. But he's kind of in that similar role as Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, just better offensively. But defensively, they're kind of the same. So it's real tough because you want Bentancur out there so he can be the more creative mid, which he has not been. We didn't talk about this, but Bentancur has been annoying the fuck out of me lately. I'm being honest.
Damn.
I've been annoyed.
Tell us how you really feel, Joe.
Wow.
I know I'm telling you my man of the match in BDE, but it's all just flowing. It's all just happening.
I'm welcoming it.
Look, he's suffering from winksitis. He's passing back. He's not looking too confident on the ball. He just seems like he's not playing like he played when he helped us get Champions League. Maybe he's carrying a knock. When he carried a knock last season, he didn't look like himself. Mile High says Bentancur BDE. I think he's shown now 3 games out of 4 that he's if one of the midfield's going to go, I think it should be Bentancur. Even though Pierre and Basuma are so similar, I still think Basuma can offer you that creative offense that you're hoping to get out of Bentancur because he's been not good. Not good. I don't know what stats you're looking at, bro, but he had a 6.8 stat rating. He had a 6.8, and Pierre-Emile Højbjerg had an 8. So I don't know what stats you're looking at, Mile High Hotspur, but big ups to you. You're just wrong right now. I'm sorry.
Colin, second official appearance on our podcast. Would you like to go before or after me for man of the match BD? I'm giving you the choice.
Oh man, I'll go first so that you can go
All
last.
right.
We'll save the best for last.
All right. Hit me, man. Man of the match BD. Who impressed you the most?
Okay, so I'm gonna go weird and give Hugo man of the match. It was between Hugo and Kane for me, and Hugo just came down with at least one real clutch save, and then he had to do some sweeper keeper duties. I don't know. I feel like Hugo of 2 seasons ago probably would not have kept a clean sheet today. So he did it, and he looked good doing it. And yeah, so man of the match, Hugo. BDE. I didn't have this prepared. I'm such a terrible person. But just going off, Richarlison, it's Richarlison only because he knows he's got such limited time out there that he basically just has to whip it out and say, you know what, this is it. This is it. Soft. You know?
Just wait until it's hard.
Wait, who's your
Right.
man of the match?
Hugo Lloris.
Oh, sexy. I love it.
Clean sheet.
Clean sheet.
Clean
2
sheet,
out of
Pop.
4.
Clean
Hey, that's
sheet,
50%
Daddy.
already, boys.
And I mean, he made a couple good saves. Remember when he came out? I don't know. He came out of goal and had to go maybe outside the box at one point. I don't know. He looked pretty good today. He looked pretty good today.
Okay.
All right.
I didn't think anyone else would give it to him. So
Michael, what do you
Jacob.
think about that BDE?
Jacob, I have a question first. I have a question.
Yeah.
It's a very important question.
Hit me.
I need you to answer honestly.
Very honest.
Who's the best striker in the Premier League?
Harry Kane. He's one of our own. That's right.
187 goals in the Premier League. Tied for third now. With Andy Cole, whatever. 200 league goals in his career as well. Harry Kane, my friends. Harry Kane is truly the best striker to ever play on our football club. And by the end of his career, when it's all said and done, he will be the greatest striker to ever grace this football club. Might not be there yet. I think Greavesy still might be there, but look. Or there's other people. I won't get into it though. This is about man of the match, and it's Harry Kane. And BDE, I also had Harry Kane for bouncing back from a missed penalty and netting the brace. But Colin, you turned me, man. I'm going with Richarlison too. It was either Harry Kane or Richarlison, and I have to go with Richarlison.
Damn.
One of the other reasons why I am now switching it to Richarlison also is because I'm just gonna, you know what? I'm just gonna share my screen. I'm just gonna do it. I was scrolling through Twitter. He's just that guy.
I mean,
he's just that guy.
That shithousery down to a T.
And it looks like he took the fall perfectly to where I don't even think the double tackle sandwiching really hurt him.
Nah.
He just
if
goes
you look,
right over
yeah,
that.
he picked that right leg up.
The second guy, well, it doesn't show it in that video, but the second guy actually like fell on top of him after he had already like gone in for his like second tackle attempt, and he just kind of like fell on him to like, I guess, add effect or whatever. But
that's funny.
No.
Yeah,
Richarlison,
he rode that tackle like a boss too. Knew it was coming. Probably jumped a little bit right before impact to make it not. You know what I mean? Like, it makes me miss the game though.
Professional shithouser. That's what that was. I mean, to avoid the damage, to do the shithousery. That's professionalism right there.
The yellow card for them while wasting time for us. Right? They got a yellow out of that situation.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So killing some time. I don't know. Smart guy.
3 points on the bounce. 10 in total. Going into Wednesday's London derby against West Ham on the road. Jacob, I know me and you, we just have a special hatred for West Ham, just to say it bluntly.
Real quick, who doesn't though?
Exactly. I was gonna say that, Colin. I was gonna say it, but just for me and Jacob, I guess. Every time we even hear or see West Ham, we have the exact same reaction. Obviously, big. Yes.
Okay, good. Just making sure. Same reaction here.
West Ham has won their last 2 Premier League home games versus us. You know, the stats are there. I can't lie. But if we do win Wednesday's match, we reach the 100th London derby victory milestone, and we would be the 3rd team to do so, behind Chelsea and Arsenal. Jacob.
Yeah.
Big one on Wednesday. We're going to be popping some bubbles. How are we feeling going into this match, man? And do you think... I guess this will be like the main questions for the preview as we near the end of the pod.
Oh, yeah.
How much rotation do you think there's going to be on Wednesday, and how are we feeling?
I think there's got to be some rotation on Wednesday. Got to. I mean, Wednesday's just around the fucking corner. I mean, I know you probably sat your ice bath and your heat treatment tonight, but then you're training tomorrow. You're training the day after, at least doing installs.
It's already tomorrow morning, today, right now in London. So
they better get at it.
Monday morning.
I hope they're not hurting. You know what I mean? So for me, you gotta rotate a little bit. Honestly, I was a little happy teased by what I saw from Spence. That boy can fucking run. He is fast. Young man is fast. I was impressed.
He's not a slow guy. That's for
he
sure.
had we kind of played him in that right attacking mid, right wing, and
it was exciting.
He was ready to go forward.
Yeah, he got forward.
He had a shot on target too. Unfortunately, right at the fucking keeper, but
but I mean,
no, look at that. We're talking right as you ask, Mile High Hotspur. You asketh, you shall receiveth.
First official appearance for Tottenham.
Yeah, that was exciting. I was happy for him because Conte had a quote come out earlier talking about he's been trying real hard, and to me that's where I felt like if he was going to make his point to Conte, it wasn't going to be through words, through a meeting. It was going to be whatever he does on the pitch. That's what Antonio Conte is going to reward. What he sees in training, what he sees around the building week in, week out. That's what he's going to reward. So I really felt like he rewarded him a little bit for working hard, kind of impressing him a little bit, and he came on and he impressed me in the little bit of time we got to see him. So I was real happy for him. I kind of wanted him to get a goal just so, against the team he helped promote, and that'd have been fun. Just good storyline. So, but the guy, like I said, I'm excited. I want to see some rotation for West Ham. You know what?
In mind, real quick, what do you say about Conte not really seeming like he was all that excited about the signing? Does that worry you at all, or do you think that
No, Conte's a savvy, smart man. He knows what he's saying and why he's saying it. So there's a reason he said that. One, you could assume it's either to light a fire up under Spence's ass and get him to say, "Okay, I'm going to convince you I am the guy for the job." You know what I mean? A lot of times, if you're like, "Oh yeah, that guy," whatever about that guy, it's to get that guy to show himself to you. So I think it could be a little bit of that. And it's also like, hey, if this kid's a flop, I didn't want him. I didn't sign him. This was a club signing. So I think it's a little bit of both when it comes to what Conte said. So I'm not worried about that. But I would like to see him maybe come on at half. Maybe Doherty start at the right wing back. Sessegnon start. I don't want to see Perisic start midweek. I think he had, 60, 70 minutes under his legs. That's enough. Ivan. Maybe come in for 30, 40 at the end.
Oh my God, he looked. I forgot it because he was subbed out. I forgot about him. He might have been our best player today. I'm not even kidding. Like, he just looks a class above everyone else. I know we're trying to end things and wrap it up, but holy smokes! Like,
No, Ivan,
he's good.
He's a world class.
He's the real deal.
I don't feel like everybody gets that. I don't feel like everybody that watches him play is like, oh my God. But I see him play and I'm like, dude, you play for Tottenham? Like, huh? Like, are you for sure?
Yeah.
He's got a brain on him. I feel like he's like the dad of the entire team. I don't know. He just has dad vibes about him. He was.
You think he's going to be rotated on Wednesday?
Yeah,
I think he should. He's he's
33
a little
or
older than I
whatnot.
am, so I can only imagine. I'd be like, come on, man, let me get a little break.
Yeah, and I hope he talks exactly like that too. Jeez,
Yeah,
for
come
real.
on, man.
What do you guys think? What do you guys think about
Goddamn.
him? Do you guys think
Conte ever going to give me a goddamn break?
do you think he's
Conte.
as good as I think he is? I think he's got a brain on him like almost none of the rest of our players in like a fight, and only matched maybe by Højbjerg and Kane.
Well, we know he's got them washboard abs, so
Well, yeah,
he's
I've seen
fit.
those. Yeah, he's fit.
What's up, Vestal? Yo, happy dub day.
Tyler.
Happy dub day indeed. Them dubs, them 3 points is what we like. Perisic was sublime today. I like that little reference to a nice band too. I like that.
Yeah.
Big I thought he was great. He looks exactly like what a wingback's supposed to look like. I think
he's gonna help
for
everyone.
his physical sake, though, you rotate him. There's probably gonna be some rotation in that front three as well. I wouldn't be surprised if Sonny starts though. I wouldn't be surprised if we have the same
I think
fucking
we're trying to
11
play
we always
Sonny in the
have.
form, right? Don't you think we're trying to play Sonny until he? Because I think Conte is worried about his mentality and worried that if he takes him off for Richarlison, which arguably, like, it's a whole show's worth of stuff, but like might be the right thing to do. That'll hurt Sonny's confidence to a point where it's probably worth it to just start him.
Yeah.
Hope that he
No,
starts banging him
You
in.
also have to think about how well he usually plays against West Ham as well.
Mm-hmm.
West Ham get battered.
It's just something that you have to think about. He's scored many goals against West Ham. He's played very well even when he doesn't score against West Ham generally. So maybe you do need a guy like Son to just kind of stick it out, Colin, like you said.
Right.
But on the other side
Stick
of
it
that,
out.
there's a lot of games, and I feel like I'm a broken record, and I keep saying it. There's a lot of games coming up, and you need to start rotating some guys, especially with the midweek game right now. I think we're probably going to see Sessegnon come in. I think we may see, I don't know, maybe a Doughboy. I kind of have a feeling it'll still be Emerson, but it's something to think about, when you're thinking about rotation. Emerson's played all 4 games already. A lot of these guys have played all 4 games already, so it'll be interesting to see. And you mentioned it also, Jacob. Are we going to see Basuma come in for Højbjerg, or are we going to see Basuma come in for Bentancur? You never know. I will say, though, I do think Richarlison's going to come in for Sonny on Wednesday. I just have a feeling. Maybe it'll be good. Maybe it won't. But
I thought you wanted to end this pod on a good note. Thought you wanted to be my friend.
I'm sorry, Jacob. I'm just saying. I kind of have a feeling that he's going to get rotated for Richarlison.
I think he'll get a half, and I'm not sure if it'll be the first half or second half, but I think they'll each get a half to sort of like, it's like a compromise. Maybe Son will probably start, if I'm honest, and then at halftime he'll come off.
I can see that, especially if things are going really well by halftime. Then it's like an opportunity to be like, okay, let's get Sonny off, let's get some rotation, we'll get Richarlison on.
He could even
drop off.
Like,
not that much of a drop off in production and talent. So yeah.
Mike, I want to ask you this. If you think Richarlison's going to start, why would Conte come out and say that, oh, no, he makes me nut. I nut every time he's in my team.
You backing your boys.
But
You wouldn't?
I wouldn't say you make me nut, bro. I'd be like, yes, he's vital and he's great. And, we have a great bench and that's great. I wouldn't have been like, he makes me nut and I hope he fucks my daughter. Like, I wouldn't have said that if I didn't want him to start every week.
He has been saying things.
He has been saying things kind of that cloth.
Right, yeah.
And Taj, I think Son will start. Let's go.
Look, I can see it going either way, and I mean, what I just told Colin is true. He always plays well against West Ham. I don't know, man. I just have a feeling. I think there's going to be some rotation. It's Wednesday. We have another game on the weekend. Like, I don't know.
Finish.
We'll see.
He'll get yanked at halftime.
Oh, he'll finish. He'll finish. It just depends on whether he'll finish when he comes off or when he'll finish when he scores.
When he gets home.
Hope it's on the pitch.
Yeah.
But it's the second thing. You know what I mean? Like, I just hope y'all get to see it.
Yeah. I would love to see it.
I'm just saying, bro, I'm not going to say this man makes me nut if he doesn't actually.
Conte said it. And Conte is not passive, okay? If you come at him with violence, he'll respond with violence. That was his quote. So
he meets violence with violence. He'll meet moisture with moisture.
Right. I'm just going to say, you don't.
I just want to run through this conversation real quick. Cube's popped in. Big up, Cube. Thanks for joining in today. He says, just popped in for a very serious convo. It seems it must be because of Mike. And Wikipedia so elegantly replies, CQ, they're talking about Conte nutting. Very serious.
So I love that because she must have come in. I think these are like delayed, and I think she came in right at the end of like some actual like conversation, and then like 30 seconds after she got here was like nutting.
We started nutting, yeah. But Conte said it, not me. I didn't bring it up.
You did.
I actually brought it up.
I didn't even say the forbidden name. I haven't even touched the forbidden fruit, the juicy forbidden fruit, the wet fruit that didn't make an appearance today, which signifies to me that he could be on the way out.
Peter Crouch. What year is it?
64.
Oh my God.
The good days for us.
I thought it was 2009.
Colin, there's something we're going to ask you. We're going to ask along with everyone else who's joining us tonight. Score prediction and goal scores for the West Slammers, the bubble poppers, the bubble butters. What's your score prediction? Who you got scoring?
Okay, so I think that Antonio is probably going to score a goal against us, and I think it's going to be a header. And I think we're going to win 2-1. I think goal scorers for Spurs are going to be Sonny and Kane.
Yeah. So what was your score?
2-1 to the Spurs boys.
All right. Hard-fought victory at the London Stadium
for them.
Okay.
And then I'll even go further than that. I'll say that Son will get his goal first, and we'll all be like, yes. And then they'll tie it up, and we'll all like, oh God, and everyone's shoulders will literally be like, and then Kane will get a header like late on, to win it, to win it for us.
I think my favorite part of your score predictions was the sound effects.
Thanks. There was a couple onomatopoeias or something.
Yeah.
You should have seen me and Jacob during the UCL draw when we were watching it together in the back room.
The video
when we got Group D and Frankfurt when they announced it,
and then
we
Lisbon
were both immediately.
And then Lisbon.
It's just gonna make it all the worse when we crash out.
Don't start.
Don't start that. We'll save that for a pop up. Michael's not here for that jazz.
Sorry, Michael.
No, I'm just playing.
All right, but Colin, you said 2-1, right?
Yeah.
So we're winning. All right.
Yeah.
Good.
Michael, I'm gonna let you go first.
All right. 4-1.
Whoa. West Ham to win.
Squirt emojis.
Funny, Colin. Funny. 4-1. We're
not
taking all
doing
3
that.
points from the London Stadium. -4 goal differential, guys, and they've lost 3 straight. They're not great this year. Or at least they haven't looked great this year so far. Right now, I think it would worry me a little bit more if we had came out of the game with a draw against Forest. But the fact that we got all 3 points against that hostile of an environment, that loud of an environment, you go to the London Stadium. Yeah, I guess they're loud, but they're not as loud as Forest fans are.
There's like this much space between the pitch and the players.
There's a whole ass track around the pitch. There doesn't need to be a whole ass track around a soccer pitch.
Right.
We're not in high school. I'm not watching soccer.
You can do some shot putting.
I'm not watching Texas high school soccer. All right, I'm watching the Premier League, and there doesn't need to be a fucking track around the pitch. Anyways,
it just shows 4-1. The levels.
4-1. Kane with 2, Richarlison with 1, Kulusevski with 1.
Okay.
Sonny with 2 assists.
Ooh. Let's go.
I didn't want anyone to assume anything, so I just wanted to add that tidbit at the end.
How many goals is Richarlison getting in your scenario again? You left out his goals.
Huh?
How many goals is you have Richarlison getting?
I said Kane 2, Richarlison 1, and Kulusevski 1.
With 2 assists for Sonny. Okay.
4-1.
Honestly, I think
they don't look good. They just don't. I'm sorry, but I've watched a few of their games already, and they don't look good.
They do not. They've scored for the first time, I think, this morning. Was their first goal of the Premier League season. So, I do think, though, this is going to be the game for them where they try to turn things around and they give us a little bit of run for the money.
They haven't scored yet. They haven't scored yet in the Premier League.
Yeah, they scored this morning. That's what I said.
Oh, never mind. Yeah,
they scored this morning to beat Villa, I think.
Sorry.
But it is their first goal, and it wasn't even their striker.
I was getting ahead of myself. I wanted to make fun of West Ham. It's okay. I'll make fun of them after Wednesday.
I truly and honestly think that they're going to give us a run for our money. Maybe I just have PTSD from that time we were up 3-0, and then they just fucked us at the end.
They have a couple of players on their squad that I like.
Skamaka I didn't think would be a bad.
What's the guy that plays like right mid, right wing for them?
Jared Bowen.
Oh, well, Leon Bailey is who I'm thinking of. Maybe he plays on the left.
Oh, the Jamaican.
That's Aston Villa.
Oh my God, you're so right. I was watching Aston Villa versus West Ham today.
Similar colors, similar jerseys.
Yeah.
Similar echelon, I would say, as well.
I would agree.
I think West Ham wishes they were at Aston Villa's level.
I agree.
So I think, like I was saying, I think that this is going to be a game that they're going to really put it to us.
What are your predictions and goal scorers, Jacob? I'm sorry, no one asked you yet. I'm sorry I didn't ask you.
It's okay.
We're not sorry.
I was answering it myself. Like I asked myself this question, and I'm here with Katie Couric, and she's giving me 30 questions, or was it 21 questions, whatever.
69.
I think they're going to put it on us, and they're going to really challenge us for a minute. I can see a 3-2. I see a 3-2 dub for Spurs. And I'm going to say this because if you look at every single match that we've played thus far, the reason I think that we've been a little bit lucky is that each team hasn't really had a solid striker. They haven't had a quality striker. You look at Southampton, no one quality striker there. Chelsea, Sterling's not a quality striker. They put crosses into perfect positions that if you have a Harry Kane, you have a even lesser of a striker. He can finish that. But Sterling's not a striker. He's a winger, let's be honest. His best asset is running around like this. So I really feel like this is the first team that's going to have like a somewhat decent striker in Skamaka. I'm not saying he's great. I'm not saying he's fabulous, but he's decent. He might be able to do something. So I fear that aspect of it because I don't trust our back line. So I think that we're going to be a little leaky. So that's why I say 3-2.
A little leaky. That sounds like you whenever anybody mentions Adama Traore.
Seepage would be the word I think of. So I say 3-2. I got Kane with a brace and Sonny with 1 and Kulu getting 2 or 3 assists. I can see that. I can see Kulu running up and down the pitch, making passes into the box or a pass to Højbjerg, who Højbjerg then lays it off to Kane or Sonny. So definitely see us.
I mean, Højbjerg goes top bins and just completely buries one.
You mean he toe pokes it into the right netting? Let's go.
Yeah, that's basically exactly all he ever does. But I mean, it's beautiful when he does it.
Yeah. Well,
he doesn't even know where that thing's going. Toe poke special.
But see, that's the fun part, because today he had an opportunity where he could have passed it to Son, he could have passed it to Kane, and instead he took the shot on and he hit the side of the net, and we all looked at him, and this is when everyone in the narrative of fuck Højbjerg, they start, oh, look at that. Look at that. Just proves what I've been saying. He's shit. When actually he does exactly what a number 6 is supposed to do. Anything offensively, in my opinion, is just gravy in the kettle.
Gravy in the kettle.
Yeah.
Is that a Texas thing? I should.
It's an Arkansas thing.
Arkansas.
They talk about that gravy in the kettle. Better be careful, boy, because it might be bubbling. If it's bubbling, it might be too hot for you.
Boys,
Michael's face is like, how do I get away from this? See, Colin and I, we do some late night stuff, so we have a tendency to.
It gets slippery when wet.
Yeah, definitely slippery when wet.
Once wet, always wet, as they say.
Did not tell you.
That makes the show always slippery.
Boys, any final thoughts before we wrap up the pod?
I love Heung-min Daddy. He's amazing. Any hate directed his way, you need to just look in the mirror and give your mother a hug or hug someone you love, because I think you need a hug. Quite frankly, a lot of you motherfuckers need hugs. Y'all upset, y'all negative, y'all sad, living real upset, negative existences. And for me, bro, go hug somebody. Give someone a hug, maybe even a smooch on the cheek. Make it wet. Because you need some love in your life, my friend. A lot of y'all out there need some fucking love. Need a hug. I'm not the person to give you that hug, but someone out there will. That's my final thought.
Colin, you got any final thoughts?
No, just I think Spurs are going to get another win. I think we're on track for a really good season. I think we might surprise some people and be title challengers. That wouldn't surprise me very much.
I'd love to hear it.
And I also like to say thank you for allowing me on your wonderful channel, your wonderful show. I really quick had to say check out Hotspur Hood. It's
Yes,
the channel where I do my show sometimes when I feel like it. No schedule.
Check it out.
You got to be there and you got to click the bell, and you'll never know I'm on, because I don't even know what I'm going to be on. But
bro,
yeah,
I was just telling Michael, sometimes you text me and it's really 50-50 at the end of the night whether we're going to stream or not.
Yeah.
So it's very much random for us as well.
It's kind of like the equivalent to like a club that's really hard to get into. You know what I mean? You're like, can we get in tonight? I don't know. And it's like, yeah, we don't either. So
I love that analogy.
But
I love it. No, go check him out, Hotspur Hood. Please hit the like. Please hit the subscribe there as well.
No, thank you for having me on, my guy.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome anytime, Colin. We
It's
appreciate
a revolving
you
door for you, my friend.
Always. My one final thought: Harry Kane is the best striker in the Premier League. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And I'm just thankful that he continues to play for my beloved Tottenham Hotspur. And we're going to beat West Ham on Wednesday. But until then, you guys stay safe. If you are going to the game across London, please be loud. Please be proud. We'll be watching on the telly. Please make sure to hit that like and subscribe as well. Go follow us on Spotify. Hit the like on Spotify if you're there.
And
if you want to become a Patreon member, the link's down below. It's scrolling. Patreon.com/United Spurs of America. Want to give one last shout out to our loyal patrons. Soggy Undies Club, very own exclusive right now, Alan 10-inch Sibley. The 10-inch Club, which is named after Alan Sibley, Queen Ellie Tottenham Till I Die, Leo COYS of Mile High Hotspur, Goguma, and Faraz. They are official sponsors club, James Joris, J. Co., Mile High Hotspur again, Scott M., and our soon-to-be expired Anchor Club. Go ahead and check on over to patreon.com when you're off of this pod, when you finish, when you're done listening. But shout out to C-Cube, Jawdank, and Alex Wood, as always, for our official sponsors list. And thank you for listening to another edition of the United Spurs of America podcast. Please hit the like and subscribe. We will be back on Friday live to recap West Ham and look ahead to the weekend as well. But until then, up the lads. And Jacob?
Come on, you beautiful Spurs, you sexy sunny Spurs. Let me just hit you with that one time, you Spurs. That's for Gogama, part of that 10-inch club there. So come on, you beautiful sexy Spurs, and up the lads, my friend. Quiz.
United Spurs of America with your hosts, Michael and Jacob.